Hey guys, it's ToastyTman back at it again today with another Fortnite gameplay for you guys. Now, as of late, Fortnite has had this new update where they introduced this Infinity Gauntlet game mode, where basically the Infinity Gauntlet from the Avengers Infinity War movie drops from the sky and crash lands on the map, and basically anyone who picks it up becomes Thanos. And Thanos has three special abilities where he can jump really high, he can get like this punching attack to break structures and kill people with, and he gets like these laser beam kind of attack where he can shoot people from afar. And basically I just went into this, and this is somewhat of the best gameplay that I was able to get, and I think it's a rather interesting game because I have this one thing that I keep in mind constantly, and I hope you guys will see it as we progress through this gameplay. So basically I just jump in and I decide to go to the places I call it the armchair. It's basically the chair as we all know on the map. It's inside the circle, and I just land here thinking nobody followed me, and obviously that never works out as we think it is. I basically break in here just to see what I would get. I assume no one landed here at first until I notice someone right there on the roof. I nearly thought I was gonna die here because I literally just kill him with like a sliver of my health left. It's a fair amount of health, but I kill him. But the thing is that makes this game mode so fun is that Thanos, he's really difficult to kill because he's got 300 shields and 700 health, basically 1,000 health running around. He's basically a tank, and every time he gets a kill he gets his shields back. So it's very interesting that Epic Games was able to add this kind of game mode, and I like the concept of it. I wish Epic Games would do more stuff like this as time went on. It's really interesting to see how they would incorporate all these game modes into the game. I mean, we had 50v50 already, we've had solid gold, we've had all these game modes that kind of fitted. As you can see there in the background, the gauntlet just landed there, it crashes like a meteorite kind of thing in the background. But we've had these game modes that have all already been like, you can somewhat expect them to be in a game like Fortnite, but this is the most unique thing I've seen like any battle royale game do. I mean, even working with the Infinity War directors to incorporate this into their game and get the rights for it. Oh, I see someone here, and I just give him a quick double burst to kill him off. He was rather easy to kill. I thought he was going to be a lot more difficult, but I'm just scouting around now. I didn't have a lot of action here at the start, but I do start off with 2 nice kills as we progress into the game. Not very good loot. Burst ARs, I love them to bits. I do like them a lot, but everyone knows that most people would just go for a SCAR anyway, because it is such a versatile weapon. It is even the sniper, and I pick up the boogie bomb there again because I have a plan for that later as we go through the game. I literally had, every time I went into the games and I saw all these Thanoses going around and crash landing and stuff and killing people. Some Thanoses are really good. I mean, there's his jump ability is a very skill based ability to use, because basically when you jump you have like this charge up kind of time before you physically jump off the ground. So most people then just tend to put bullets and soak bullets into Thanos, or whoever Thanos is, you as the person or whatever. And I really think that it's a nice balance to him. I just wish they did something different with the game mode, but I'll maybe share my opinions on what they did with the game mode in a later video. Anyway, back to the gameplay. Basically at the start, I'm now deciding to move towards Thanos. I really don't do much at the start. I just collect all the loot in this area that I can, now that I see that no one's here, and I just collect resources, and I eventually decide to go to Thanos. I can't remember what went through my mind here though, but I do know that I'm trying to get towards Thanos here, and I have a little sneaky encounter later that you'll see coming up in the next video. Oh, not in the next video, in the later clip. That coming up later here in the clip now. So as we go through on, I'm just breaking all these trees, just going on through it, so that I at least now have enough resources for when I do eventually encounter Thanos. So I hopefully do not want to run into him right about now. And I make my way towards Shifty, and I see Thanos die, so I'm like, okay, well, let me just check my map and see if I can get towards him. Maybe I can get the gauntlet. Nice pickup gameplay for you guys. Unfortunately that doesn't happen because I see it there on the map, but then obviously the beam of light disappears right there, and then I'm like, well, I'm not going to be Thanos this game. I didn't become Thanos in this game, but very it's a very interesting game, and that's why I think I needed to share it with you guys. Basically, I'm going to make my way here into Shifty now, and I see someone there in the distance, and I do not decide to challenge him up until now, until where I can see I've got a clear shot of him. So I decide to start shooting here, but I just keep my aim, and I give him a quick burst here, and I only clip him for once, and I'm like, oh, my accuracy just goes out the window. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to kill him now, seeing obviously is that he knows where of me. So I just whip out the minigun, and he's like obviously going to go into Bolt Fest and stuff. So I just start hitting him with that, and then I wanted to burst him to maybe get a clean kill, but it obviously starts tripping me, so I do not get confident in myself, and I just use the pump shotgun to end him. Obviously here, just heal up quickly, and I'm trying to keep eye on Thanos, because Thanos is very scary, guys. Like he has the ability to one-shot any hero basically, with the laser beams being such a good tool to break shields, and the punches. If you're not at full shields, it will one-shot you, but it's two punches to kill any normal player on the field, which is I like the balance of it, that they didn't make it too difficult to kill him basically, but he's still very tough. Like even most people would struggle 1v1ing him in any case. So I just go in here and get the shield, because for some reason the guy I just killed didn't loot Shifty Shafts very efficiently, which is to my surprise in my benefit, because I was actually very happy that I was able to get full shield, because seeing as he cracked my shield. I also got a blue burst there, which is kind of weird, and I think I got like really bad luck with this game until later that you'll see. But I got really annoyed with what happened with that burst, because I was hoping to get a scar by this point, seeing as the loot ratios are increased for this game mode and you get easier resources and stuff, which I actually didn't know when I jumped into the game. I just knew that it's like, oh, it's just normal Fortnite with Thanos now, and it's like everyone versus Thanos. But unfortunately that's not the case, as new game modes tend to come around and be with us, as you know. So just making our way back now, and I see the storm coming in. I'm still in the storm. I'm just trying to keep my eye on Thanos. Maybe I just want to make sure he's not close to me, because I want to fight him, but I don't want to fight him alone, because as I said before, he's very difficult to kill. So I just break some trees, collect resources, because Thanos inherently struggles, or what I've noticed, Thanos struggles to see the normal players if they're like in little bolt structures and stuff. That's why Porta-Forts are really good in this. Oh, I see this guy, and I just quickly two-burst him basically to kill him instantly. And he drops a nice grenade launcher for me, and another blue burst. Obviously, this game loves me giving me blue bursts. And I dropped the minigun for the grenade launcher, because the grenade launcher is basically my favorite gun in the game. It's my go-to gun, I would say, for using. Just using in general. And I see another chest that I just go for and I loot it, and I know, and another blue burst. I mean, that's what, like 4 blue bursts now. The game just loves giving me blue bursts, but I stick with the blue burst. It's not bad. But Thanos is very difficult to kill solo. But what I've noticed with him, what makes it very nice, is that Thanos struggles to see you in smaller spaces. So what I realized later in this game is that, or as I played the game mode more and more, is that Porta-Fort is really useful, because you throw a Porta-Fort down and he has to somehow find you in this area, especially if you're placing a Porta-Fort on uneven ground. So basically it then says you got a little hiding spot under the Porta-Fort, which he can't find you then in, because unless he destroys the entire structure, obviously. But if you just keep building rapidly stuff and going up and down, and he's not able to find you, and Thanos being on the mountain there on the map, and being very aware of his presence, because, and I see his golden glow now, I think you see his golden glow up there, but just being aware of Thanos, it just scares me so much, because you do not want to solo that guy. He's so difficult to kill. And I pick up the minis that I didn't see there from previous people dying, and I notice the storm coming in, because I run towards the storm. I'm like, oh well, the storm. No, I'm just gonna move back, and I run back towards the storm, or the eye of the storm. But Thanos, not a guy you want to solo. Very difficult to kill. The thing that what I hate the most about Thanos is that his hitbox is mainly his upper body, and his head is so small. So landing headshots on Thanos is very difficult. Even in one of the games, I had a rocket launcher, and he was not taking damage from that. It broke his shield, but it never It was a blue rocket launcher, to be specific, but it was really not good. Basically, with rocket launch, you'd shoot a shot into him, and I see a guy over in the back there. You shoot a shot into him, and it feels like it just unphases him, where it would basically kill off any normal player in the game, early game, or like even late game sometimes. You easily kill off any player. And I just decide to follow this guy. Now, on the topic of this guy, I just look for him, make sure that if a fight happens, then I'm at least prepared for him, because I've still got the blue burst. And I do follow him, knowing that he's in that space costume. I decide not to shoot, because I know at least he's from Season 2, and maybe even before that. So I just make sure that I do not want to challenge him, because he might be a decent player. I'm not saying that I'm a good player myself. We only got 4 kills here, but I mean, and we're in top 10. But the game is about to end now, and I just keep following this guy as we progressively go through this area, and I decide to pick him off. Now he just stands still, and I 2-burst him, and he dies pretty quickly. A very efficient kill, nice headshot control there. He dies pretty quickly, and I finally get my first gold scar. And to my surprise, he also has a blue burst. That's what's like 5 blue bursts now. I'm now contemplating this to use that item that I've got there, my hotbar. I think you guys might have noticed now why I've got that item there still. You'll eventually see why, but it's really interesting what happens. So I just go through and I see Thanos there, crash land, and I see people kill him off, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's my time to get the gauntlet, you know. And I hear a lot of people going towards. I see the supply drops obviously as well. And I see this one's close to me as well. But I see people coming down the mountain there, just trying to prevent people from becoming Thanos, because once you're Thanos in late game, it becomes very difficult to kill him. Especially since no one's ganking or teaming to kill him. So Thanos launches into the sky there, and I decide, okay, well, I need to do something. I need to maybe just stay here and maybe just huddle up. And I see the supply drop land behind me there as it lands. And I just basically open it, and I see a porta fort and a launch pad. I never get to use the launch pad, unfortunately, but I take the porta fort, and since I figured out by this game that it was actually pretty useful, that I just throw it down. And I think this was kind of my downfall, because Thanos then instantly comes towards like my base here, and he basically, I get raided super hard. So I try and bait him. He comes around at the bottom here, and he just jumps through. He just jumps through it, and then he comes crashing down, trying to kill me. I jump through, and I throw the boogie bomb, and we both dance. So we basically have a dance-off with Thanos. So as you can see, I was using the boogie bomb to see if I can activate the beam attack. I was using the boogie bomb to see if Thanos would actually dance with me, and I was actually quite surprised that they actually added the animations for him to dance, and they also got the animations for him to emote and stuff. So the emotes even work on Thanos, which is really cool in my opinion. I'm so glad Epic Games went to such great lengths to actually like make this still funny yet but still like a serious tone from the movies itself. So I go around the corner here because I see Thanos fighting someone, and I see him, and I just see the John Wick get annihilated, and I think this is sadly where I die. I fall off the cliff, and I oddly enough survive, and I try and build, but sadly that Thanos comes from behind. Like I said, when there's 4 people left and you make top 10, it's very difficult to actually kill Thanos just in general. I should have actually not gone for the John Wick. I was getting a bit greedy because I aimed for the John Wick, but just got greedy. So now this guy went on and killed him. I mean, I was quite surprised that he got the kill. I mean, that's what happens late game. Thanos, you get Thanos late game, it's basically a GG, because if people don't gank, which normally doesn't happen in late game, then well, you know, it's game over for everybody. Because Thanos gets his shields back, and he doesn't die easily. As you can see, the storm's now closing in, and he can't find this guy. Rather interesting where he does eventually find him. I'll just let you guys find out where he finds him. But basically, this is the last bit of the gameplay, and he's still looking for him, and he just walks around as the storm constantly closes in, and he just runs up to this bush, and he gets shot by the bush. Obviously, you know what the guys know. He's hiding in the bush constantly. You can't kill him. He goes down, and he basically cleans him up. But anyway, guys, I've been ToastyTman. This has been one of my better gameplays. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and remember, always stay toasty.